Welcome to the Rock and Wellness Podcast, the show that takes you on a voyage to better health, wellness, and happiness that will rock your world. With me, Rachel Joy Olson, your host, your coach, and your biggest fan. Welcome to episode 57 of the Rock and Wellness Podcast. I am your host, Rachel Joy Olson. I provide health and wellness coaching, live and online programs to help women love and take care of themselves, discover their deepest desires, and live a healthy and inspired life. This episode is part 2 of learning how to use the power of intention to manifest what you desire. As you discovered in the previous episode, everything from relationships to career to health can be improved by simply shifting your mindset and having the right attitude. The information I will share with you today comes from the book, The Power of Intention, Learning to Co-Create Your World Your Way by Dr. Wayne W. Dyer. Dr. Dyer, who passed away a few years ago, was an internationally renowned author and speaker in the field of self-development and has been someone I've been learning from for many years. As I mentioned in the previous episode, I chose to share this information because I recently reread Dr. Dyer's book, and it inspired me and reminded me that our thoughts determine our actions and outcomes in life. It's a very simple concept, but one that is not often easy to put into practice for various reasons. So let's continue our discussion and learn a few more techniques about how to use the power of intention to shift your life in a positive way and manifest all that you desire to have in your life. You will recall from part 1 of this episode that Dr. Dyer defines intention as a strong purpose or aim, accompanied by a determination to produce a desired result. Using the power of intention allows you to be, do, and have anything your heart desires, as long as the intentions are pure and your desires don't cause harm to others. All you need to do is align yourself with this power to activate intention. As we all know, the physical body we live in has an expiry date. We all will pass on one day. However, when you are in line with the power of intention, you have a sense of destiny, as a feeling that's calling to you to do something greater than maybe that you are now, rather than just wallowing around, hoping things will work out, or, hoping that your luck will change. You realize that you are an eternal spirit that has an intentional destiny to fulfill. Even though you may not recognize what that is in this moment, when you start to shift your thoughts to align with the power of intention, it will start to become clear. Take a moment now to think about what you would like to do even if you were not paid for it. For me, I know I would still live my life as a vegan, so I contribute to a compassionate, loving world that sees all living beings for the divine souls that they are. I would continue to help others do the same and strive to respect their body, mind, and soul. No matter what, whether I'm paid or not, these are some things I know I love to do, and I believe this is part of my destiny. So what is it for you? This poem by Rumi is an excellent reminder that you have your own destiny. It states, "You were born with potential. You were born with goodness and trust. You were born with ideals and dreams. You were born with greatness. You were born with wings. You are not meant for crawling, so don't. You have wings. Learn to use them and fly." Think of all the wonderful creations, many of which we take advantage of every day, such as airplanes, electricity, cell phones, computers, and so much more. These are all creative ideas by people who knew they had a destiny to fulfill, and they ignored the criticism and ridicule from others and went for it anyway. A great place to start is to give gratitude and thanks to everything you have in your life. See the world from a place of awe and wonder, and know that you deserve happiness, love, and a life full of inspiration and greatness. The problem is that too many people get caught up in what they want and focus on themselves. However, with the power of intention, it works when you focus on being in service to others. If you feel lost and uncertain as to what your purpose is, remember that your purpose can only be found when you are in service to others and connect to something greater than your body, mind, and ego. The more you give of yourself to help others, the more will come to you. When you give to others and live in a generous manner, the power of intention will work in your favor. The key is to give without expecting anything in return. Dr. Dyer references Swami Sivananda's advice, which states, "The best thing to give your enemy is forgiveness. To an opponent, tolerance. To a friend, your heart. To your child, a good example. To your father, deference. To your mother, conduct that will make her proud of you. To yourself, respect. To all men, charity." I personally love this advice, and it's a great reminder to all of us that when we make giving a way of life, we make the world and ourselves better. The source energy and power of intention is limitless and endlessly abundant. You just need to trust that it is so and believe that everything you want for yourself and others is already so. Think of what you want in the present state and really believe you deserve to have it. Dr. Dyer says, night and day, dream of what you intend to do and what you intend to be, and those dreams will interpret your intentions. Let no doubt into your dreams and intentions. The dreamers are the savers of the world. Just as the visible world is sustained by the invisible, so too are the manifestations of man find nourishment in the visions of our solitary dreamers. Be one of these dreamers. When you act in alignment with the power of intention, do so with passion and enthusiasm. The word enthusiasm is a Greek word that translates to a God within. This means that within you is an infinite soul that wishes to express itself. If you want to feel great, tell yourself that you feel cheerful and happy. If you want to be successful, tell yourself every day that you are an agent of change and help others achieve what they desire. I believe that all of us are here for a reason. Sometimes in a world full of pain and suffering, it's very hard to see that reason. However, it's important for all of us to remember that we are all connected energetically to each other and to all other living beings. If this is the case, which many people believe is true, then everything we say, feel, and do affects everyone on some level. You can see an example of that now with the state of the world as it is. There is a lot of unrest and evil coming to the surface and change that people all around the world feel. Some don't know what it is that they're feeling, and others, who are very empathetic, seem to feel the pain and suffering of everyone and have a hard time dealing with it. That's why it's important to stay focused on the positive and on your positive intentions. When you do, as you learned in part 1 of this topic, that positive thinking and intention can affect hundreds of thousands of people. That is why I often encourage my yoga participants and clients to dedicate their practice to someone else, sending them the positive energy from the practice to them. Even though this person may not consciously feel this energy, I believe that unconsciously they will. Here are a few ways Dr. Dyer suggests for implementing some of the ideas we just reviewed. Number 1, choose to view yourself as connected to and one with source energy, humanity, and all living things. From this place, choose to live your life in a way that positively reflects this belief. And number 2, choose to dissipate lower energy by staying connected to the power of intention. When you feel low energy or have thoughts of fear, worry, despair, sadness, anxiety, or guilt, remember that you can draw on the infinite energy of the universe, creator, God, or whatever label you choose. You have the power to shift your thoughts and actions at any time. Dr. Dyer offers 8 affirmations of intention that I'd like to review with you. I believe it's important to write these intentions down, memorize them, and recite them daily to help you shift to a more positive state of mind. Affirmation number 1. It is my intention to respect myself at all times. This is, in my opinion, one of the most important of the intentions, which is likely why it's first. When you have respect for yourself, you will then be able to have respect for other humans, living beings, and the planet as a whole. You must believe that you're worthy of fulfilling your intentions for health, wealth, and loving relationships. Once you hold this belief, then you will act in a self-respecting way, such as eating whole, nutritious foods that support the health of your body, drinking fresh, clean water, moving your body each day, meditating and using your mind for good, going after your dreams and building your desired success and attracting and nurturing caring, loving relationships with others. Dr. Dyer states, what you think of yourself is what you think of the world. If your thoughts about the world are negative and pessimistic, that's what you think of yourself. However, if you think of the world as a loving, abundant place, that's how you see yourself. This story paints a good picture of this concept. A grandfather was talking to his grandson, telling him, I have 2 wolves barking inside of me. The first wolf is filled with anger, hatred, bitterness, and mostly revenge. The second wolf inside of me is filled with love, compassion, kindness, and mostly forgiveness. Which wolf do you think will win? The young boy inquired. The grandfather responded, whichever one I feed. It's important to know that self-respect comes from the self alone. No one should take that away from you. Choose to stay true to who you are. When someone judges or criticizes you, rather than do the same to them, send them a silent blessing of forgiveness and imagine them doing the same to you. How to practice nurturing your intention to respect yourself at all times. Number 1, look at yourself in the mirror and say, I love you as often as you can during the day. Say it loud, say it proud, and be that image of love and self-respect. Number 2, repeat the affirmation, I am whole and perfect as I was created. Remind yourself that you are not your accumulations, you are not your achievements or your reputation. You are a whole and perfect as you make your way through this journey called life. Number 3, extend the utmost respect to other human beings, all living things, and Mother Earth. The best way to have more self-esteem is to appreciate others more. See each living thing as a divine creation that has a purpose, as you do. If you judge others, they will do the same to you. Send out love and respect to others, and that's what you'll receive. The world around you is nothing more than a mirror. Its reflection shows you how you treat and respect yourself. Number 4, affirm to others and yourself that you belong, and so does everyone else. Nothing and no one is here by accident. Number 5, remind yourself that you're never alone. The universal energy is always around and supporting us, as well as the others we are energetically connected to. If you need to, reach out to the people who love and support you when you're feeling down, or reach out to someone else who may be in need. Nothing helps lift your spirits better than helping someone else. Number 6, respect your body. I've told clients for years that your body is what houses your soul. Keep it clean and respect it as much as you can. You'll only get one in this lifetime, regardless of the shape, its color, or imagined perfections. Your body is a perfect creation that is your responsibility to care for. Just simply start by honoring the temple that houses you. Learn to listen to your body and treat it with all the dignity and love that your self-respect demands. Number 7, meditate daily to stay in contact with source energy. Meditation is the best way to experience what the 5 senses cannot. It's your chance to stop, sit in silence, and listen to your body, mind, and soul speak. When you're in a state of meditation, regardless of what's going on around you, all doubts about your value and insecurities will dissipate. You'll emerge from this experience feeling more connected to your source and have more respect for all beings, yourself included. Make amends with adversaries. This means forgive the people who have wronged you and forgive yourself for any wrongs you may have committed. Even if you don't tell the person you forgive them, just simply by sending out this energy, you will begin to heal and raise your energy vibrations. Number 9, remember, only your opinion of yourself matters. You can only be responsible for your own character, thoughts, and actions, and you can't control others. Number 10, stay in a state of gratitude at all times. Being in a state of gratitude means staying in a state of respect, and this energy will return to you tenfold. Affirmation number 2, it is my intention to live my life on purpose. Dr. Dyer states that purpose is not as much about what you do as it is how you feel, and feeling purposeful is what activates the power of intention. You will feel most purposeful when you are serving others while remaining detached from the outcome. Here's how you can practice fulfilling your intention and living your life on purpose. Number 1, affirm that everything happens for a reason. Know that you and everyone else is here on purpose. Number 2, seize every opportunity, no matter how small, to give your life away in service. Get your ego out of the way so you can live your life on purpose. When you make your motivation to help others, you will live your life on purpose. Align your purpose with the field of intention. Believe that you are here for a reason and you can help people in some way. Ask yourself, how can I use my talents and desire to serve? Then get quiet and listen to the answers that come up. Number 4, ignore the criticism of others and stay on track to your purpose. Only you know best for yourself. Listen and stay true to your heart. Number 5, remember that the all-creating field of intention will work on your behalf. When you see the world as a friendly place, that will show up for you. You make your own reality by what you think and believe. Number 6, study and replicate the lives of others who've known their purpose. Read biographies and explore how different people lived a life of intention and purpose, then follow their lead. Number 7, act as if you're living the life you were intended to live. Treat everything as an opportunity to move closer to your purpose. Number 8, meditate on your intentions and purpose. Number 9, keep your thoughts and feelings in alignment with your actions. Number 10, stay in a state of gratitude and be thankful for the opportunity to live your life on purpose. Affirmation number 3, it is my intention to be authentic and peaceful with all my relatives. Too often people allow the opinions, expectations, and demands of family members to cause stress and unhappiness. However, when you remain peaceful and authentic towards yourself and family members, your relationship will begin to change. It's important to remember that you teach people how to treat you, and you often show them that by how you treat yourself. When you love and respect yourself, you will have love and respect for others who will then feel the same for you. You can fulfill the intention of being authentic and peaceful with your relatives by, number 1, identify your intention verbally and in writing and create a longing for the experience of a peaceful family. Number 2, intend for all your relatives what you intend for yourself. Want peace for them even more than you desire it for yourself. This will take the focus off of you and shift the energy of intention to them. Number 3, be the peace you're seeking from others. If you have a relationship with others that is disruptive and not in peace, then there's a place in you that feels the same. Tap into the peace within you, and it will mirror back to you in your relationships. Number 4, match up with the 7 faces of intention, which are to be creative, kind, loving, beautiful, always expanding, endlessly abundant, and receptive to all of life. Number 5, choose not to take part in low-energy behaviors such as arguing, feeling guilty, and allowing others to affect you in a negative way. Instead, stay in the higher state of vibration of love and peace. Number 6, act as if what you intend to manifest is already true. See everyone as love and light and treat them like that's all you see. Number 7, detach from the outcome and don't let your authentic and peaceful attitude depend on your relatives' behavior. By letting go, you stay in a state of peace and help others do the same. Number 8, repeat the affirmation, I attract only peace into my life. No matter what happens in your life, you can always choose peace. Number 9, let go of grudges and practice forgiveness. I've seen too many people in my life, myself included, hold grudges for far too long. The only person this hurts is yourself. Dr. Dyer quotes this passage from A Course in Miracles. It says, do you want peace? Forgiveness offers it. Do you want happiness, a quiet mind, a certainty of purpose, and a sense of worth and beauty that transcends the world? Do you want a quietness that cannot be disturbed, a gentleness that can never be hurt, a deep abiding comfort, and a rest so perfect it can never be upset. All this forgiveness offers to you. Number 10, stay in a state of gratitude and be thankful for everyone in your life. Affirmation number 4, it is my intention to feel successful and attract abundance into my life. It is true that when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at will change. This is true for any part of your life and, in particular, success. If you believe that successful people are bad and evil, then you will never attract success. If you believe you're a good person, that you have a lot to share with the world, that you can help many people and you deserve success, then you will attract just that. When working with the power of intention to gain success, you must release attachment to and not hoard what comes into your life. Dr. Dyer reminds us that stuff is not you. The material things that come with wealth is not really you. Rather, pay attention to the feelings of peace, happiness, and service, and abundance will flow freely to you. Work with the power of intention to bring abundance to you with these following techniques. Number 1, see the world as an abundant, providing, and friendly place, and your intentions will become your reality. Number 2, affirm, I attract success and abundance into my life because that is who I am. Think and act as if you already have what you desire and believe that it is so. Number 3, stay in an attitude of allowing and picture the abundance you desire as free-flowing to you. Number 4, use your present moments to activate thoughts that are in alignment with the 7 phases of intention. Make the choice to let go of limiting beliefs and activate thoughts that allow you to feel good in each moment. Number 5, initiate actions that support your feelings of abundance and success. Put your body into a gear that pushes you towards abundance and feeling successful. Number 6, remember that your prosperity and success will benefit others and that money is not evil. The more you partake in the generosity of the universe, the more you'll have to help and share with others. Too often, people believe that money is evil because we sometimes see people doing evil things when they have money. But I truly believe that money just amplifies a person's character. If you're a good person, you will be good with or without money. If you're an evil person, well, the same will be true. Number 7, monitor your emotions as a guidance system for your connection to the energy of intention. If you're feeling low, this is a sign that you are out of alignment with source energy. If you are feeling love and passion, you are in alignment. Only you can choose what you feel. Number 8, become generous with your abundance as it flows to you. Be sure you continue the flow of abundance and use your prosperity in the service of others and for greater causes than your ego. The more you practice detachment, the more you'll stay connected to the power of intention. Number 9, devote time to meditate on your abundance and your service to others as if it is already happening. Number 10, have gratitude for everything that manifests in your life. Affirmation number 5, it is my intention to live a stress-free, tranquil life. Thomas Merton said, anxiety is the mark of spiritual insecurity. Dr. Dyer says that it was the intention of Source for us to have a happy and joyous experience on earth, that being happy is our natural state of being. There is nothing natural about living a life full of stress and anxiety, having feelings of depression and needing pills or other substances to tranquilize yourself. The great news is you have the power to create the naturally stress-free and tranquil life you desire. You can utilize this power to attract frustration or joy, anxiety or peace. The only question is, what will you choose? To create a stress-free, tranquil life, number 1, remember that your natural state is love and joy and choose to stay in this natural state. Number 2, your thoughts, not the world, cause your stress. Choose thoughts that are loving, joyful, and peaceful to transform your world. Number 3, you can change your thoughts of stress or anxiety anytime by making a conscious decision to distract yourself from worry and come back to a state of peace and tranquility. Number 4, check in on your emotional state at each present moment and make an intention to feel good. Number 5, make a conscious choice to select a thought that activates good feelings. Number 6, emulate the joyful behavior of others who stay in that state. Number 7, suspend the demands of your ego and always choose the other. For example, if you have a choice to be right or kind, pick kind and push the ego aside. Number 8, practice meditation and staying in a state of gratitude to help you stay stress-free and live a tranquil, peaceful life. Affirmation number 6, it is my intention to attract ideal people and divine relationships. As you've already learned, what you think is what you attract, and you are already connected to the people you want to attract in your life. All you have to do is act like it. If you want more positive people in your life, be a positive light. To attract the right people in your life, try these steps. Number 1, move away from wishing, hoping, praying, and begging for the right person to show up. Set your intention on the kind of person or people you want to attract. Let it go and believe they will come when they are supposed to. Number 2, conceptualize your invisible connection to the people you desire to attract in your life. Remember, you are energetically connected to everyone on some level. Visualize the person in your mind and draw a connection to them, which will spark the power of intention and help you manifest this desire. Number 3, visualize yourself as meeting the person or the people you'd like to attract and match up with their energy. Regardless of any obstacles that come your way, keep this picture clear and stay in loving, kind, creative, and peaceful harmony with your intention. Number 4, act as if every person you meet is part of your intention to attract ideal people into your life, and that everyone who's played a role in your life has been there for a reason. Number 5, be the kind of person you want to attract. If you want love, be love. If you want someone to be kind, and so on. You will attract the person who is on the same energy vibration as you. Number 6, detach from the outcome and have patience and trust. The person or people will come when you are ready and when they are ready. Number 7, stay in a state of eternal gratitude. Affirmation number 7, it is my intention to optimize my capacity to heal and be healed. A Course in Miracles states, no one can ask another to be healed, but he can let himself be healed and thus offer the other what he has received. Who can bestow upon another what he does not have, and who can share what he denies himself? Every person on the planet has within them the potential to be a healer. However, in order to connect with your inherent healing powers, you must first make the decision to be healed yourself. It has been shown by those who study energy vibrations that disease cannot exist in the presence of high spiritual energy. This may seem crazy, but I too believe this to be true. Dr. Dyer presents the following 5 conclusions about healing from the world of research. Number 1, healing through intention is available to ordinary people, and a healer may be more experienced or naturally talented in tapping into the field. Number 2, most authentic healers claim to have put out their intention and then stepped back and surrendered to some other kind of healing force, as though they were opening the door and allowing something greater in. Number 3, it doesn't seem to matter what method was used, so long as the healer held an intention for a patient to heal. Number 4, research suggests that intention on its own heals, but that healing is a collective memory of a healing spirit, which can be gathered as a medicinal force. Number 5, the most important treatment any healer can offer is hope for the health and well-being of those who suffer disease or trauma. You might be hearing these statements and not quite believe them to be true, and that's okay. As human beings, it seems we often have to see things to believe them, but here are some examples. I know people who believe that every year during the cold and flu season, they get sick, and they do. I also know people who believe they won't get sick, and they don't. Remember that following belief, thoughts, and intention is action. Therefore, if you look at the actions and behaviors of those individuals who believe they will get sick, they will look very different from people who believe they won't get sick. The people who believe they won't get sick often take action steps such as taking care of their physical and mental body to ensure that they won't get sick. Remember that the statement of I am is a very powerful statement of intention, whether used positively or negatively. If you say, I am sick, you likely will be. If you say, I am healthy, you likely will be. The same can go for saying, I am successful or I am poor. What you believe is your reality. Dr. Dyer offers these steps for implementing the intention of optimizing your capacity to heal and be healed. Number 1, you can't heal anyone until you allow yourself to be healed. Number 2, the healing energy that you're connected to at all times is what you have to give away to others. Number 3, by raising your energy to a vibrational match with the field of intention, you're strengthening your immune system and increasing the production of well-being enzymes in the brain. Number 4, practice surrender and let go of all expectations and outcomes. Number 5, don't ask to be healed. Ask to be restored to that perfect form which you emanated. Number 6, know that you are adored and look for reasons to praise and feel good. Number 7, seek out and cherish silence to listen to your body and connect with source energy. Number 8, to be healthy, you must totally identify with the wholeness that you are. This means that it's important to stop seeing yourself as a physical body and immerse yourself in the idea of absolute well-being. I think that's the one thing that frustrates me the most about our healthcare system is that the medical community only seems to be concerned about what's happening in the physical body, not what's happening with the person as a whole, including the mind and spirit. Number 9, allow health to stream into your life and activate thoughts that are in energetic, vibrational balance with the all-providing source of intention. Number 10, stay immersed in a state of gratitude for every breath you take, for all of your internal organs that work together in harmony, for the wholeness that is your body, for the blood streaming through your veins, for your brain, and you as a whole. Affirmation number 8. It is my intention to appreciate and express the genius that I am. David Hawkins, in his book Power versus Force, defined genius as a style of consciousness characterized by the ability to access high-energy attractor patterns. It is not a personality characteristic. It is not something that the person has, not even something someone is. Those in whom we recognize genius commonly disclaim it. A universal characteristic of genius is humility. The genius has always attributed his insights to some higher influence. Genius is an expression of the divine. I like this quote by Buckminster Fuller that Dr. Dyer has in his book, which says, "Everyone is born a genius, but the process of living de-geniuses them." Here are 10 ways Dr. Dyer suggests you can do to put the intention of appreciating and expressing the genius within you to work. Number 1, declare yourself to be a genius. Remind yourself that you are a masterpiece and have unique gifts to offer this world. Number 2, make a decision to listen more carefully to your inner insights, no matter how small or insignificant you may have previously judged them to be. Number 3, take constructive action towards implementing your inner intuitive inclinations. Number 4, know that any and all thoughts that you have regarding your own skills, interests, and inclinations are valid. To reinforce the validity of your thoughts, keep them private and away from your ego. That way you never have to compromise them or explain them and defending them to others. Number 5, remind yourself that aligning with spiritual energy is how you will find and convey the genius within you. David Hawkins says in his book that the alignment of one's goals and values with high energy attractors is more closely associated with genius than anything else. Number 6, practice radical humility. Take no credit for your talents, intellectual abilities, and aptitude to proficiencies. Be in a state of awe and bewilderment. Number 7, remove obstacles to actualizing your genius. Watch for thoughts that convey your inability to think of yourself as a genius and turn them around immediately. Number 8, look for the genius in others. Number 9, simplify your life by removing the complications, rules, shoulds, musts, have-tos, and so on out of your life. Number 10, remain humble while staying in a state of gratitude for all that you are and all that you have. Now, to conclude this episode and the topic of connecting to the power of intention, I want to read Dr. Dyer's final chapter in his book, which is called A Portrait of a Person Connected to the Field of Intention. I believe this will give you a greater idea of what this looks like and how you can use it in your life. Quote, self-actualizing people must be what they can be. End quote. Abraham Maslow. A person who lives in a state of unity with the source of all life doesn't look any different from ordinary folks. These people don't wear a halo or dress in special garments that announce their godlike qualities. But when you notice that they go through life as the lucky ones who seem to get all the breaks, and when you begin to talk to them, you realize how distinctive they are compared to people living at ordinary levels of awareness. Spend a few moments in conversation with these people who are connected to the power of intention, and you see how unique they are. These people, whom I call connectors to signify their harmonious connection with the field of intention, are individuals who have made themselves available for success. It's impossible to get them to be pessimistic about achieving what they desire in their lives. Rather than using language that indicates that their desires may not materialize, they speak from an inner conviction that communicates their profound and simple knowing that the universal source supplies everything. They don't say, with my luck, things won't work out. Instead, you're much more likely to hear something like, I intend to create this and I know it will work out. No matter how you might attempt to dissuade them by pointing out all the reasons why their optimism ought to be curtailed, they seem blissfully blind to reality check repercussions. It's almost as if they're in a different world, a world in which they can't hear the reasons why things won't work out. If you engage them in conversation about this idea, they simply say something like, I refuse to think about what can't happen because I'll attract exactly what I think about. So I only think about what I know will happen. It doesn't matter to them what's happened before. They don't relate to the concepts of failure or it's impossible. They simply, without fanfare, are unaffected by reasons for being pessimistic. They've made themselves available for success and they know and trust an invisible force that's all providing. They're so well connected to the all-providing source that it's as if they have a natural aura preventing anything from getting through what might weaken their connection to the creative energy of the power of intention. Connectors don't place their thoughts on what they don't want because, as they'll tell you, the source of all can only respond with what it is, and what it is infinite supply. It can't relate to scarcity or things not working out because it's none of these things. If I say to the source of all things, it probably won't work out, I'll receive back from it precisely what I sent to it. So I know better than to think anything other than what my source is. To the average person who fears about the future, this all sounds like mumbo jumbo. They'll tell their connector friend to do a reality check and look realistically at the world they live in. But connectors aren't distracted from their inner knowing. They'll tell you, if you choose to listen, that this is a universe of energy and attraction, and that the reason so many people live lives of fear and scarcity is because they rely on their ego to fulfill their desires. It's simple, they'll tell you. Just reconnect to your source and be like your source, and your intentions will match up perfectly with the all-providing source. To connectors, it all seems so simple. Keep your thoughts on what you intend to create. Stay consistently matched up with the field of intention and then watch for the clues that what you're summoning from the all-creative source is arriving in your life. To a connector, there are simply no accidents. They perceive seemingly insignificant events as being orchestrated in perfect harmony. They believe in synchronicity and aren't surprised when the perfect person for a situation appears, or when someone they've been thinking about calls out of the blue, or when a book arrives unexpectedly in the mail giving them the information they needed, or when the money to finance a project they've been intending mysteriously shows up. Connectors won't attempt to win you over to their point of view with debates. They know better than to place a lot of energy on arguing or being frustrated, because that attracts argumentation and frustrations into their lives. They know what they know, and they aren't seduced into constructing a counterforce of resistance to people who live otherwise. They accept the idea that there are no accidents in a universe that has an invisible force of energy as its source that continuously creates and provides an infinite supply to all who wish to partake of it. They'll tell you plain and simple if you inquire. All you have to do is tap into the power of intention, is to be in a perfect match with the source of everything, and I'm choosing to be as closely aligned to that source as I can. To connectors, everything that shows up in their life is there because the power of intention intended it there. So they're always in a state of gratitude. They feel thankful for everything, even things that might seem to be obstacles. They have the ability and desire to see a temporary illness as a blessing, and they know in their heart that somewhere an opportunity exists in the setback. And that is what they look for in everything that shows up in their life. Through their thanks, they honor all possibilities rather than asking their source for something, because that seems to give power to what's missing. They commune with the source in a state of reverent gratitude for all that's present in their lives, knowing that this empowers their intention to manifest precisely what they need. Connectors describe themselves as living in a state of appreciation and a bewilderment. You're unlikely to hear them complain about anything. They aren't fault finders. If it rains, they enjoy it, knowing that they won't get where they want to go if they only travel on sunny days. This is how they react to all of nature, with appreciative harmony. The snow, the wind, the sun, and the sounds of nature are all reminders to connectors that they're a part of the natural world. The air, regardless of its temperature or wind velocity, is the revered air that is the breath of life. Connectors appreciate the world and everything in it. The same connection that they experience with nature, they feel towards all beings, including those who lived before and those who have yet to arrive. They have a consciousness of the oneness, and therefore they make no distinctions such as them or those other people. To a connector, it is all we. If you could observe their inner world, you'll discover that they're hurt by pain inflicted on others. They don't have the concept of enemies, since they know that all of us emanate from the same divine source. They enjoy the differences in the appearance and customs of others rather than disliking, criticizing, or feeling threatened by them. Their connection to others is of a spiritual nature, but they don't separate themselves spiritually from anyone regardless of where they might live or how different their appearances or customs may be from their own. In their heart, connectors feel an affinity to all life as well as to the source of all life. It's because of this connecting link that connectors are so adept at attracting into their lives the cooperation and assistance of others in fulfilling their own intentions. The very fact of feeling connected means that in the connectors' minds, there is no one on this planet who they're not joined up with in a spiritual sense. Consequently, living in the field of intention, the entire system of life in the universe is available to access anything their attention is on, because they're already connected to this life-giving energy system and all of its creations. They appreciate this spiritual connection and expend no energy on depreciating or criticizing it. They never feel separated from the assistance that this entire life-giving system offers. Therefore, connectors aren't surprised when synchronicity or coincidence brings them the fruits of their intentions. They know in their hearts that those seemingly miraculous happenings were brought into their immediate life space because they were already connected to them. Ask connectors about it and they'll tell you, of course, it's the law of attraction at work. Stay tuned vibrationally to the source of all life that intended you. And everyone else here and all of the powers of that field of intention will cooperate with you to bring into your life what you desire. They know that this is how the universe works. Others may insist that connectors are just plain lucky, but the people who enjoy the power of intention know otherwise. They know that they can negotiate the presence of anything they place their intention on as long as they stay consistent with the 7 faces of intention. Connectors don't brag about their good fortune, but are in a perpetual state of gratitude and radical humility. They understand how the universe works, and they stay blissfully in tune with it, rather than challenging or finding fault within it. Ask them about this, and they'll tell you that we're part of a dynamic energy system. Energy that moves faster, they explain, dissolves and nullifies slower moving energy. These people choose to be in harmony with the invisible spiritual energy. They've trained their thoughts to move at the levels of higher vibrations, and consequently, they're able to deflect lower, slower vibrations. Connectors have an uplifting effect when they come into contact with people who are living in lower energy levels. Their peacefulness causes others to feel calm and assured, and they radiate an energy of serenity and peace. They're not interested in winning arguments or accumulating allies. Rather than trying to persuade you to think like they do, they're convincing through the energy they exude. People feel loved by connectors because they're merged with the source of all life, which is love. Connectors tell you without hesitation that they choose to feel good regardless of what's going on around them or how others might judge them. They know that feeling bad is a choice and that it isn't useful for correcting unpleasant situations in the world. So they use their emotions as a guidance system to determine how attuned they are to the power of intention. If they feel bad in any way, they use this as an indicator that it's time to change their energy level so that it matches up with the peaceful, loving energy of the source. They'll repeat to themselves, "I want to feel good," and they'll bring their thoughts into harmony with this desire. If the world is at war, they still opt to feel good. If the economy takes a nosedive, they still want to feel good. If crime rates go up or hurricanes rage somewhere on the planet, they still choose to feel good. If you ask them why they don't feel bad when so many bad things are happening in the world, they smile and remind you that the world of spirit from which all is intended works in peace, love, harmony, kindness, and abundance, and that is where I choose to reside within myself. My feeling bad will only ensure that I attract more of feeling bad into my life. Connectors simply don't allow their well-being to be contingent on anything external to themselves, not the weather, not the wars someplace on the globe, not the political landscape, not the economy, and certainly not anyone else's decision to be low energy. They work with the field of intention, emulating what they know is the creative source of all. Connectors are always in touch with their infinite nature. Death is not something that they fear, and they'll tell you, if you ask, that they were never truly born, nor will they ever die. They see death as taking off a garment or moving from one room into another, merely a transition. They point out to the invisible energy that intends everything into existence and see this as their true self. Because connectors always feel aligned to everyone and everything in the universe, they don't experience the feeling of being separate from anyone else or from what they'd like to attract into their lives. Their connection is invisible and non-material, but it's never doubted. Consequently, they rely on this inner, invisible, spiritual energy that permeates all things. They live in harmony with spirit, never seeing themselves as separate. This awareness is key to their seeing the power of intention at work on a daily basis. You simply can't convince connectors that what they're intending won't materialize because they trust in their connection to source energy so strongly. They'll invite you to choose which possibility you're going to identify with, and then encourage you to live as if it had already occurred. If you can't do it and are stuck in worry, doubt, and fear, they'll wish you well, but they'll continue what they call thinking from the end. They can see what it is they intend to manifest into their lives as if it already had materialized, and for them, because it's so real in their thoughts, it's their reality. They'll tell you forthrightly, "My thoughts, when harmonized with the field of intention, are God's thoughts, and this is how I choose to think." You'll see, if you follow them closely enough, that they're exceptional at realizing the fruits of their intentions. Connector people are exceptionally generous. It's as if what they want for themselves is dwarfed only by wanting it even more for other people. They take great pleasure in giving. Others may wonder how they ever accumulate anything for themselves, yet their lives are filled with abundance and they seem to lack nothing that they desire. The secret to the power of intention, they'll tell you, is in thinking and acting the same as the all-providing source from which all originates. It's always providing, and I choose to be a provider too. The more I give of myself and all that flows to me, the more I see flowing back to me. Connectors are highly inspired people. They live more in spirit than in form. Consequently, they're inspired and inspiring as opposed to informed and filled with information. These are people who have a strong sense of their own destiny. They know why they're here, and they know that they're more than an encapsulated collection of bones, blood, and organs in a skin and hair-covered body. They're all about living this purpose and choosing to avoid being distracted by the demands of the ego. They have great reverence for the world of spirit, and by communing with this source, they stay inspired. Their level of energy is exceptionally high. It's an energy that defines them as connectors. It's the energy of the source, a fast vibrational frequency that brings love to the presence of hatred and converts hatred to love. They bring a peaceful countenance to the presence of chaos and disharmony and convert the lower energies to the higher energy of peace. When you're around those who dwell in the field of intention, you'll feel energized, cleansed, healthier, and inspired. They have a noticeable absence of judgment towards others, and they aren't immobilized by the thoughts or actions of others. They often get labeled as aloof and distant because they don't gravitate towards small talk and gossip. They'll tell you that it is the spirit that gives life and that everyone on this planet has this spirit within them as an all-powerful force for good. They believe it, they live it, and they inspire others. They'll even go so far as to tell you that imbalances in the earth, such as earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, and extreme weather patterns, are the result of a collective imbalance in human consciousness. They'll remind you that our bodies are made up of the same materials as the earth, that the fluid that comprises 98% of our blood was once ocean water, and that the minerals in our bones were components of finite supply of minerals in the earth. They view themselves as one with the planet and feel a responsibility to stay in balanced harmony with the field of intention to help stabilize and harmonize the forces of the universe that can get out of balance when we live from excessive ego. They'll tell you that all thoughts, feelings, and emotions are vibrations, and that the frequency of these vibrations can create disturbances, not only in ourselves, but in everything that's made of the same materials. Connectors will encourage you to stay in vibrational harmony with Source out of a sense of responsibility to the entire planet, and they regard this as a vital function to emulate. This isn't something they think about and discuss from a purely intellectual perspective. It's what they feel deeply within themselves and live passionately every day. As you observe these connectors, you'll note that they don't dwell on illness and disease. They move through their life as if their body is in perfect health. They actually think and feel that any current disease pattern has never been present, and they believe that they're already healed. They believe that they attract the new outcome because they know that there are many possible outcomes for any given condition, even for a condition that may seem to others to be impossible to overcome. They'll tell you that the possibilities for healing outcomes are here and now, and the course that an illness will take is a matter of their own perspective. Just as they believe that external turbulent systems become peaceful in the presence of our peace, they see this as a possibility for internal turbulence. Ask them about their healing capabilities and they'll say, I'm already healed, and I think and feel from only this perspective. You'll often see your illnesses and physical complaints disappear when you're in the presence of exceptionally high energy connectors. Why? Because their high spiritual energy nullifies and eradicates the lower energy of illness. Just as being in the presence of connectors makes you feel better because they exude and radiate joyful, appreciative energy, so too will your body heal by being in this kind of energy field. Connectors are aware of the need to avoid low energy. They'll quietly retreat from loud, bellicose, opinionated people, sending them a silent blessing and unobtrusively moving along. They don't spend time watching violent TV shows or reading accounts of atrocities and war statistics. They might appear docile or uninteresting to people who wallow in the horrors of being discussed and broadcast. Since connectors have no need to win, to be right, or to dominate others, their power is in the fact that they uplift others with their presence. They communicate their views by being in harmony with the creative energy of the source. They're never offended because their ego isn't involved in their opinions. Connectors live their lives matched up vibrationally to the field of intention. To them, everything is energy. They know that being hostile, fateful, or even angry towards people who believe in and support low energy activities, which involve violence in any form, will only contribute to that kind of debilitating activity in the world. The connectors live through higher, faster energy that allows them to access their intuitive powers readily. They have an inner knowing about what's coming. If you ask them about it, they'll tell you, I can't explain it, but I just know it because I feel it inside. Consequently, they're seldom confounded when the events they anticipate and intend to create manifest. Rather than being surprised, they actually expect things to work out. By staying so connected to source energy, they're able to activate their intuition and have insight into what is possible and how to go about achieving it. Their inner knowing allows them to be infinitely patient, and they're never dissatisfied with the speed or the manner in which their intentions are manifesting. Connectors frequently mirror the 7 faces of intention written about throughout the pages of this book. You'll see people who are extraordinarily creative, who have no need to fit in or to do things the way others expect them to. They apply their unique individuality to tasks, and they'll tell you that they can create anything that they place their intention and imagination on. Connectors are exceptionally kind and loving people. They know that harmonizing with source energy is replicating the kindness from which they originated. Yet, it's not an effort for connectors to be kind. They're always grateful for what comes to them, and they know that kindness toward all life in our planet is how to display gratitude. By being kind, others want to return the favor and become allies in helping them achieve their intentions. They associate with an unlimited number of people, all of whom are full of love, kindness, and generosity, assisting each other in fulfilling their desires. You'll also notice how connectors see the beauty in our world. They always find something to appreciate. They can get lost in the beauty of a starry night or a frog on a lily pad. They see beauty in children. They find a natural radiance and splendor in the aged. They have no desire to judge anyone in low energy negative terms, and they know that the all-creating source brings only beauty into material form, and so it is always available. Connectors never know enough. They're inquisitive about life, and they're attracted to every manner of activity. They find something to enjoy in all fields of human and creative endeavors, and are always expanding their own horizons. This openness to everything and all possibilities, and this quality of always expanding, characterizes their proficiency at manifesting their desires. They never say no to the universe. Whatever life sends them, they say, "Thank you. What can I learn? And how can I grow from what I'm receiving?" They refuse to judge anyone or anything that the source offers them, and this always expanding attitude is what ultimately matches them up with source energy and opens up their life to receiving all that the source is willing to provide. They're an open door that's never closed to possibilities. This makes them totally receptive to the abundance that's always ceaselessly flowing. These attitudes that you see in connector people are precisely the reason that these folks seem so lucky in life. When you're around them, you feel energized, purposeful, inspired, and unified. You're seeing people whom you want to hang out with because they energize you, and this brings you a feeling of empowerment. When you feel empowered and energized, you step into the flow of abundant source energy yourself, and you inadvertently invite others to do the same. The connection isn't just to source energy, it's to everyone else and everything in the universe. Connectors are aligned with the entire cosmos and every particle within the cosmos. This connection makes the infinite power of intention possible and available. These highly realized people think from the end, experiencing what they wish to intend before it shows up in material form. They use their feelings as a gauge to determine if they're synchronized with the power of intention. If they feel good, they know that they are in vibrational harmony with Source. If they feel bad, they use this indicator to adjust to higher energy levels. And finally, they act on these thoughts of intention and good feelings as if all they desired were already here. If you ask them what you can do to make your desires come true, they'll unhesitatingly advise you to change the way you look at things, and the things you look at will change. I urge you to replicate their inner world and rejoice in the infinitely magnificent power of intention. I hope you enjoyed and received value from this episode and the previous episode. And I encourage you to read Dr. Wayne Dyer's book, The Power of Intention, Learning to Co-Create Your World Your Way, and implement the principles he presents. Please visit the show notes page for this episode, where you will find links to the written article and other resources at www.rjowellness.com/podcast/episode-57. Until next time, my friends, keep rockin' your wellness. Thanks for joining me on this episode of the Rockin' Wellness Podcast. Make sure to visit my website at www.rjowellness.com, where you can subscribe to the show and check out all the show notes. While you're at it, if you found value in this podcast, if you'd simply tell a friend about it, that would help out too. You may choose to join the R.J.O Wellness community to take advantage of the freebies, courses, and coaching that will take your voyage to the next level, or support this podcast with your monthly membership. Until next time, my friends, keep rocking your wellness.